This is one thing that Blizzard needs to do, and they did do this last time in Burning Crusade. I don't know who the hell's idea this was at Blizzard, but last time in Burning Crusade Classic, you guys did such an unbelievably good job. Please, Blizzard, help these guys out. Hand them the keys. I'm a few days behind on this, but Blizzard has made a post. There's been a lot of discussion around the fact that Blizzard wants to put out the raids for Burning Crusade Classic post-nerf, okay? A lot of people love Burning Crusade. Burning Crusade is finally coming back. All right. I feel like there was not a lot of talk about it. And I have my gripes on some of the ways they're doing this. But one of the things that I think is absolutely insane is the fact that they want to release these raids post-nerf. And there's been a lot of talk about this. They've been seeing the feedback. They've been hearing the feedback. But I don't feel like they get it quite yet. And it's really starting to frustrate me because I love WoW, I love Classic. I want Classic to be done right. I want the best version of Classic WoW. I don't care if it's vanilla, I don't care if it's Burning Crusade, I don't care if it's Wrath. I want the best versions to be presented to the player base, and I want the people who play Classic WoW to have the best version of their game. Classic WoW made an insane impact on the gaming industry. I think it made an insane impact on the genre of MMOs. For Classic WoW not to be provided in its best form, it sounds insane. It feels like a disservice. It just feels like a disservice. It feels like a disservice to themselves. It feels like a disservice to the players. Just do it right. Just please do it right. It's blaspheme, okay? This is a paladin channel, and you're committing freaking blaspheme. You're blaspheming all over the freaking place. All right? Stop doing that. At least there's some hope. There's some hope. And Kyvax put out this post, right? Kyvax, great dude, actually. Kyvax, this is like an S tier. We love Kyvax. Hearts in the chat for Kyvax. So he put out a post kind of detailing the feedback that they've gotten and what their reception to that feedback is. I'm gonna make my camera a little bigger. The size of the camera scales directly with my ego. So anyway, thank you for your feedback and discussions around raid difficulty. Thank you for the feedback and discussions around raid difficulty on the upcoming Burning Crusade Classic Anniversary Realms. Although we still plan to release Tier 4 content, Karazhan, Gruul, and Magtheridon in its post-nerf state, we recognize some of the community's desire for more challenging content. We want to continue the discussion and blood pressure going up. We want to continue the discussion and evaluate what that may mean for Tier 5, especially Serpent Shrine and Tempest Keep. Why nerf Karazhan at all? It's so unbelievably easy, okay? And I know there's people watching this and being like, oh, you know, I've got 8 kids and 7 this, 8 that. I don't have time to play all day, every day. I'm like, bro, it's a 10-man raid. Do you want your time to be valued? Do you want what you do to be valued? The content should be presented in such a way that you're just going through, not doing anything, and you're just waltzing through the content, and it's just participation. You're just getting handed the completion of the raid. That is a waste of your time. That is not casual friendly. People think about TTS. I'm about to freaking mute. Okay, I'm getting freaking heated. Okay, I just pressed the mute button. You're getting scammed on any TTA. You can donate $1 billion and you're getting scammed because that's how freaking pissed I am. Casual friendly does not mean easy. If you want something to be casual friendly, you want the casuals to feel something whenever they complete the content. Having a Karazhan, I remember doing Karazhan like right whenever Burning Crusade Classic came out. I'm like, this doesn't feel right. And it was specifically on Curator. We did Curator, and I think we like 1 or 2 shot it, and I was like, what is going on here? If something is too easy and everybody gets handed it, getting the content done, just walk through the park, it feels trivial. If it feels trivial, then it will be trivial. You're just doing it because everybody can do it, and that's content that everybody should do. Well, anybody can just walk right in and have everything handed to them, and they don't really feel anything, right? Maybe some of you watching this don't care, and just don't care about how you feel. You just want to look at your character, and you just want to see purple, 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 and you just want to see all the purple gear, right? Congratulations, you're playing Burning Crusade. It's not vanilla anymore. All your gear will always be purple. 1. 2, sometimes something sounds good, but when you do it in practice, it ends up not being fun. Eventually, you're gonna start doing Karazhan, week over week, and you're like, man, I don't know. That wasn't really very fun. or you're just kind of there, just kind of doing it. Not having like a sense of progression. Like, man, even if you full clear on the first week, like if the fights are like kind of hard, or like you want to feel good about pressing your buttons, you want to be like, damn, we just got through something with my boys, right? With my guys, right? There's 9 of us, 9 other people going in there with me. And there's 10 of us getting the raid done. Like, that's cool. That's a good feeling to have. Love you, Esfand. Thank you. Also, you're welcome. Nerfing Karazhan, which is the first raid. It's a 10-man raid. It's the first raid that you get when you're in Burning Crusade on launch. It makes that first 60 to 70, the expansion comes out, you get to level 70, and things start just, it's just like the dominoes start falling, and you burn through everything so fast, the individual player will not really feel anything. I guarantee you. Now, this is gonna happen anyway, but it exacerbates that feeling. People will come back, Burning Crusade, yeah. First off, they're playing on Dream Scythe or Night Slayer, economy in shambles. Okay, economy in utter shambles because the gold buying, the botting, gold selling, whatever it is, complete disaster of an economy. Everybody's already got their epic mounts and this cost of potions, consumables, everything through the roof. They should be making fresh Burning Crusade servers. That's actually how I feel. They should be making fresh, you start at level 1 servers for Burning Crusade. I think they should have at least 1. So that's there. But that's a separate discussion. You end up burning through the content so fast and the feeling of actually doing it. The casuals, that's your average player. Making the content easier doesn't affect the hardest of core players, the sweat lords, the parse monkeys, okay? Whatever you want to call them, this doesn't affect them because they don't care. They literally do not care, and that this is their life, and they're just, no matter what, they're just trying to make number go up, no matter what it is. So it doesn't even affect them at all. This affects the average player. And whenever the average player burns the content too fast, they will start to fall off. They'll start to lose interest. I feel like Blizzard doesn't understand this. I see a lot of people talking about how they hate this change and it makes them less excited for Burning Crusade. I see a lot of people, don't get me wrong, I also see a lot of people who say, well, I don't have time to do this all day. I don't have time to do that, this. I'm like, I understand, okay? I respect that viewpoint. Even for me, I'm not a WoW streamer anymore exclusively. I don't have time to do all that every day. I do stuff for other businesses. I stream other things. It's not like it was in 2018. It's not like it was in 2019 for anymore. Okay, so I actually can relate. But I guarantee you, it will feel better doing this content if it's done in such a way that you have a sense of accomplishment whenever you kill these things. That's just Karazhan alone, right? Karazhan is an easy raid. It's a 10-man raid. It is easy. They should not, I don't think Karazhan should ever get nerfed. Gruul, pre-nerf Gruul is some of the most, this was one of the most fun raids I ever did. You go in, it's 2 fights, short raid, but man, is that fight fun. Pre-nerf Gruul, man, is it fun. I absolutely love pre-nerf Gruul. It is fun. People are dying. You have wipes. I mean, I can go back and I would literally just look at, so in Burning Crusade Classic 2019, we got pre-nerf Gruul. And I'm going to show you this. Esfand, Gruul, Crusade. Let me see first Gruul. I'm critting too hard. Just watch.
Esfand, watch your thread.
Okay. Like, I can feel the intensity of us killing this boss for the first time. Okay, frickin' F me in the A, dude. Sorry. Okay. Can I get battle res? I shouldn't have popped wings. Okay, that was funny. That's funny. Dude, look at my damage, dude. Look at my damage. Hell yeah. Gruul's Lair, you get the hammer, and you also get Dragon's Pine Trophy.
Over aggroing.
But like, look at this.
I just kept getting like really bad chain crits. Like good, but you know, bad.
This is like my raid. This is like my core raid group. Like this felt, you can't just show up on the top of the mountain, right? You gotta do the climb, right? Even a wipe. Okay, we wiped. It makes it better. It makes when you finally kill the boss, it makes it so much sweeter. You know, it makes it so much better. That sense of accomplishment. It's not big. It's not this huge sort of grind, right? It's not that big of a deal. Gruul's is such a short raid anyway. It takes a little bit longer with a couple of wipes, okay? but it feels so good whenever you finally kill the boss.
Better out of range. I was trying to get this.
The game's been out 25 years, no one cares. Then why play it? There's like, then your time is being wasted. They are literally wasting your time. You are wasting your own time. Like if you don't feel anything, the reason to do anything, play any game is what? It's to have fun, to be entertained, to have a sense of enjoyment out of it. And if you're doing that, then it's worth. But if you don't have any sense of accomplish out of doing any of this, then why play? If it's not fun, why do it?
One.
But I want to AFK in Shatrath. Oh, okay. You know? No, we lost our Wind Fury. Oh, he honked, okay. I ran out of mana potions on the other attempts. What is a dodge? Thank you. Oh, dude, I miss Mudkips. It's so funny. Dude, it's so funny. I'm like, I ran out of mana potion on stream, but Mudkips had my stream like low volume in the background. Like we're in Discord, but she would have my stream low volume background, and she would like run over to me while we're healing, and she hands me major mana potion. It was so funny, dude. Ew. Look at this. Good hand off. Very good.
Good job.
Nice. Good job, guys. No way.
Dude, like
The freaking sword, dude.
Easy.
The sword.
Although it kind of matches the cares.
Dude, it feels so good when you finally kill that boss, you know? No DST wasted your time. True. The sword drops. I'm just hiding. I'm hiding my anger. Okay. I'm hiding my anger. Okay. I wanted the DST. No, but like I do get really excited whenever like there's good loot for other people. Anyway, this is my whole point, right? Is having these things be released post-nerf. They still plan to do this. I really hope they change it. I remember the reason I'm so passionate about this, by the way, the day that they released, sorry, it was tier 5 came out and they said, hey, we're also nerfing Gruul and Magtheridon. Karazhan was already pre-nerf. It's terrible, super boring. I remember how boring it was in beginning of Burning Crusade. Gruul, we go to do Gruul's and I'm like, damn, I don't want to run Gruul's lair anymore. I literally remember thinking to myself, I don't want to do this anymore. This is boring now. Whereas this was one of my favorite things to do because it was short. It was a fun fight. You're running around. Yeah, we all grouped up for a shatter and it was a joke. Yeah, like, it was insane. Magtheridon, this pre-nerf is a nightmare. Some of the funniest streams in all of Burning Crusade were, I remember trying to pug Magtheridon and it took like 7 hours or something and we killed it. It was like 4 or 5 hours. I don't remember how long it was. No, I think for me it was like 4 hours, 5 hours. Soda tried to do a pug Magtheridon, took them like 7 hours. Wait, did they kill it? Or did they give up after 7? I don't remember. But like, I know it was hard, but nobody was quitting the game because they couldn't kill Magtheridon. Blizzard is scared of people quitting the game because they can't kill something. Like, what? Like, what happened to this game? What happened to the community? Retail WoW has this thing where when a new patch comes out, that is the game. Now, nothing in the old patches, nothing building up to it. Classic WoW is not even designed in the same way. Everything builds on top of each other. You still run Gruul's because you still want Dragonspine Trophy. In vanilla, you still run Molten Core because you still want Thunder Fury. You still want Onslaught Girdle. Like there's items in there, right? That are still good until all the way up until the last raid. People are also gonna quit the game because it's too easy. In my opinion, Karazhan never should be post-nerf and it should come out pre-nerf. Gruul's, if they want to nerf Gruul's, I think it shouldn't happen until tier 6, whenever Black Temple comes out. Magtheridon, you can nerf this whenever tier 5 comes out. The reason why, if they want to, I understand nerfing things as time goes on so that people can get in with alts, new players can get in, people that are like, newer, but that way like the players that are more experienced and they're hitting 70 at the beginning of the expansion, they're not the newest players, whatever. They don't need those training wheels as much. They don't need them. Like the average, like they're gonna get bored and they're just gonna quit. So I think it's okay to nerf these eventually, but Gruul's and Karazhan, Magtheridon, tier 4, there is a natural nerf that occurs whenever a new patch hits, because when a new patch hits, there's new items in the game. Because there's new items, your gear gets better, your damage goes up, things change. You get stronger naturally by doing the different types of content. So the content that is already in the game receives an indirect nerf because your player's power is going up. So you're getting buffed, meaning, you know, when you're doing it for comparison's sake, everything else is indirectly getting nerfed because you're getting stronger. Something like a Karazhan, which is a 10-man raid, is easily going to be one of those things that is just going to keep getting easier and easier as time goes on, as you do the other content. Now, maybe I'm wrong and maybe they should nerf Karazhan eventually. Maybe I'm wrong and they should nerf Gruels before the end of tier 5. Maybe. But they absolutely should not be released post-nerf. Absolutely not. If you want to, Blizzard, if you want to just come out and say, you know what, it's going to be pre-nerf, and we will give you the date in which we are nerfing it, just so you know. So that the people that you think are going to quit the game because they can't clear the content, and maybe those people exist, right? The data shows that they exist, okay? So I'm not going to argue with the data. At least they have a light at the end of the tunnel, and they can see that it's not over for them. Now, the concern that might come up with that is, are they going to not want to try it all before that? I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know why they just don't do 2 new tiers of difficulty. The other option for this, so here's another option that you can do. If the cycle for Burning Crusade Anniversary is faster, just like Classic Anniversary, Vanilla Anniversary was faster, one option that you can have is you can release the content, and I hate multiple difficulties. I think it is so bad. But if things are happening faster this time around, that means there's less resets and less opportunity to get gear. You could have the heroic difficulty and the normal difficulty. And heroic is, now if this is possible, if they can code it this way, I don't know. But if you had heroic be pre-nerf and normal be normal difficulty, and then you get one more piece of loot or something by clearing it on heroic. I hate that. I don't like multiple difficulties. I think they are dumb and annoying. That is not my type of WoW. But like for raids, I don't like the multiple difficulties. In general, like conceptually, I don't like it. But this might be a proper compromise given the fact that it's probably going to be a shortened cycle so you can get more players, more loot if they want to play at that level. And then that way, casual, that way the people that are more susceptible to quitting the game because they can't clear something can then do the normal mode and get less loot. What do you guys think about that? Chat. Also, YouTube comments. What do you guys think about this? I'm obviously very passionate about this, so I do want to hear your guys' opinions. I just want this to be as good as possible. Whether or not I'm playing actively on stream all through the expansion or not, I just want it to be good as possible. It's like a very weird personal sort of brain thing for me, because this is like just where I come from. They will quit for any reason. It's better just have one difficulty because the shared experience of that sets a standard. I agree with you. I 100% agree with you, Jim Jam. But maybe because this game is, you know, classic WoW, it's been re-released, it's been around for so long, maybe it's not the same as what you and I might think. But I agree with you 100%. Moving on to the next point. We're reverting heroic dungeons in the PTR to use that pre-nerf tuning. Okay, so I already have thoughts on this. Our hope is that we will provide the opportunity for more challenging content early on for players that want the best gear as quickly as possible, while still allowing for a more casual raiding experience for all players for tier 4. We're looking for your feedback on this change to dungeons to PTR. Heroic dungeons being harder than the raids is, I just think it's dumb. It just feels so ass backwards. Mythic Plus disease. Yeah, like you're retailifying the game, but not like in terms of the systems, but in terms of the concepts, if that makes sense. The systems aren't getting retailed. They're not getting, it's not the systems, it's the concepts and how they're approaching the game. It's funny because I'm saying this all about PvE stuff. And I've always been more of a PvP guy, but I'm saying this all about PvE stuff. But we'll get to the PvP stuff in a second, arena updates. Arenas will be enabled soon on the PTR as part of a season test. I've been playing some of these. It's gonna go for several weeks. In addition to the arena changes that were outlined in the initial PTR post, we're adding additional adjustments. By the way, the arena changes that they made in that initial post, there's another video about it if you guys wanna go back and watch that video. Actually very good. And in fact, most of the Burning Crusade stuff that they talked about seemed to be very good. The only thing that really stood out was the the post-nerf raids. That was really the only thing that stood out that was bad. But the arena updates actually are super good. And you're like, oh, but you're making it easier to get a weapon. You're making it easier to do this. That's fine. I know how arenas go. I'm a PvPer. I know how the player base kind of responds to things. And 1850 rating for a weapon for a lot of people is like too out of reach. Now 1700 for a weapon, you can get 1700. You know, 1800, 1850 for a lot of people. I'll take it a step further. I think a lot of people can get to 1800 or 1850. If they work hard, they have the right team, and they practice and they do the things they need to, you can get to 1850. But people might not have the self-confidence to get to that point. 1700? Anybody can get to 1700. You can put in the time, the effort, you can figure out a way to hit 1700 if you just want the arena weapon. You can find a way to do it. 1700, I think a lot of people are confident enough in themselves that, yeah, I could get to that point. While our goal is to keep arena gameplay and TPC mostly unchanged, we want extreme edge cases, such as both teams losing their DPS player, to still reach a natural resolution by adding a form of dampening. They're adding dampening, which dampening is kind of suck, but like, I mean, we've had some legendary moments, but man, like literally 8-hour arena. I went to bed and woke up the next day and found out Settle beat that Warlock. It's like, I'll never forget that, you know? But that won't happen anymore. 2v2 dampening at 20 minutes, starts at 0%, increases by 6% per minute. Caps at 100% at 16 minutes, 40 seconds after the dampening began. So 2v2 arenas will not last more than frickin' 40 minutes. 3v3 and 5v5 dampening is not active by default, but begins 5 minutes after both teams have fewer players alive than the bracket size. Okay, this will almost never happen. Yeah, this will almost never go. In fives, this will never happen. Because the way that fives is the most balanced bracket. Just talking to devs and even like the first ever arena tournament that ever happened for Blizzard officially was 5v5, because they initially balanced the game around 5v5 and Burning Crusade for arenas. Over time, like player behavior, it was like too hard to get 5 people, they thought. I don't think it's as hard as it used to be, especially with how they've changed arena and like you can queue with people. But at that time, eventually it got to the point where it was like too hard to get 5 people. So then people started playing 3s. They kind of started to shift their focus more towards balancing around 3v3, but originally in Burning Crusade, it was balanced around 5s. That's why if you look at 5v5 teams at the top end, you have the most parity, the most different types of comps. And sure, there's some comps that are like you have like Euro comp and you have different things, right? Or like God comp variants and stuff like that, which is like Shadow Priest, Frost Mage, like different variants of stuff, right? That are gonna be better or like more popular, but you definitely have the most parity. Whereas in 3v3, you have a little bit less parity where you see more similar comps. And then you have 2v2 where you have like several comps at the top. 5v5 seems more natural. Balanced party versus balanced party. Yeah. The more players you get involved, the more different classes you get involved, the more gaps you fill in for each other. That's why in vanilla, if you do like a war song or in Arathi Basin, it's actually like very balanced. Like the big battles are actually very balanced, but that's another different discussion. I think these arena changes are fine, but the big thing is, man, this is my sort of thought for what Blizzard should do with the raids. Heroic dungeons on PTR for pre-nerf. I think having heroics out as pre-nerf at the very beginning is fine and just playing it by ear and seeing how it goes. But I want to bullet point this. I think Karazhan, this is what I currently think. And when I think it this way, I think they should, this is one thing that Blizzard needs to do. And they did do this last time in Burning Crusade. I don't know whose idea this was. I don't know who the hell's idea this was at Blizzard, okay? But last time in Burning Crusade Classic, you guys did such an unbelievably good job at being agile with changes and adjusting things as you needed to for the different arena seasons, fixing things, making PvP changes with the armor, okay? Getting the tier tokens and getting last season's arena gear, doing the same faction battlegrounds. Blizzard actually did an incredible job of making Burning Crusade Classic very good with the right changes. Sometimes they were a little slow at the beginning, but as Burning Crusade started rolling along and they got less scared of changing things, it ended up being very good. Incredible. The most fun I ever had playing World of Warcraft is in 2021, 2022 Burning Crusade Classic. Season 3 was the best arena season. Sunwell patch was the most fun I had raiding, period. That is the most fun that I had. But here's what I think Blizzard should do. Karazhan, on launch, the plan, it could change, but the plan should be that Karazhan doesn't get nerfed. It is pre-nerf, and it's just there. Gruul should get nerfed whenever Black Temple comes out. Magtheridon should probably get nerfed whenever tier 5 comes out. Serpent Shrine Cavern and Tempest Keep should be released pre-nerf. In Burning Crusade Classic 2021 or whatever, 22, I don't remember what year it was. All those years kind of ran together. In Burning Crusade Classic, they nerfed SSC and TK before the tier 6 patch, before season 3, tier 6 patch, whatever you call it. The reason why they did this is because they were like, guilds are falling apart because they can't kill it. Oh no. I think the real reason that guilds were falling apart is because individuals would quit, not guilds. Individuals would quit, and then they had trouble recruiting, and they had trouble bringing more people in because the attunements were so heavy, right? So they had trouble recruiting new players and bringing more people in, and then because they can't fill in those individual slots, and then the guild, oh, we can't raid tonight, we're short people. That's whenever guilds fall apart. That's the bad part. Figure out a solution. If you could figure out a solution for that, that's probably gonna fix a lot of this issue. But the plan should be that SSC and TK should be released pre-nerf, and maybe even put out a date and say, you know what, we're gonna release it pre-nerf, and then on this day, and maybe there's a reason why you shouldn't do this that I'm not thinking of, right? And I've thought of some things, right? Like people just kind of mailing it in until then, but you know what, that's fine. But at least giving a date that like, hey, we're going to nerf it at this date. Maybe that date's like a month before the patch or something, I don't know. Before tier 6. Tier 6, which is Black Temple, Hyjal, don't ever nerf those. Those are so easy, it's insane. It actually blows my mind how easy those raids. The difficulty drop from Serpent Shrine and Tempest Keep is insane. Sunwell, cinema. Sunwell is just, just leave Sunwell as it was. It was incredible. Whatever it was in Burning Crusade Classic, Sunwell, beautiful. I don't know if any individual thing was nerfed or not. I can't remember. And I'm not really privy to it because I didn't do Sunwell back in the day. In 2008, I didn't do Sunwell, 7, 8, whenever it came out. But the way that it was in Burning Crusade Classic, perfect. Heroic Dungeons should be released pre-nerf. Maybe at a certain point you should nerf them, but I don't know when. Maybe by the time tier 6 comes out, maybe Sunwell patch. But I think having Heroic Dungeons be the hardest version of them being pre-nerf, and then having Karazhan be nerfed, Gruul be nerfed, Magtheridon be nerfed, is just weird. It's ass backwards. And it makes people not want to do heroics as much. And look, I know this is a lot of effort and this is asking a lot, but maybe you don't have like a switch. And this is like a very serious ask. Dude, there's so many good people that love Classic WoW that work at Blizzard, and there's people on the Classic WoW team that they love Classic. But everybody knows the team is small. Everybody knows the team is small and there's a limited amount of things that they can do. But just please give these guys a little bit of support, right? We've talked about wanting Classic Plus. We've talked about all these different things, you know? That's something I personally like. That's like my dream is I want Classic Plus so bad, you know, and to have Classic be done in the right way and have the best version of that out there. But they need help. The Classic team needs help. A lot of these people, they've been playing WoW for years. They love Classic WoW and they get it. They really do. But they just need a little bit of support. And if they have that support to say, you know what, maybe it's not a switch. Maybe it's not binary. Maybe it's not 0 or 1, pre-nerf or post-nerf. Give someone the keys, man, and say, you know what? Go balance Heroic Blood Furnace. Go tune it manually yourself, just like they do on private servers, just like they do elsewhere, right? On these, I know private server, this and that. The fact of the matter is this, people are still playing there. People still go and do those things and nobody wants to hear it at Blizzard. I know this. Because it's official, and yes, the Blizzard version should be the best, this and that. And a lot of times it is, but a lot of times it's not. Every time that it is not, it's always because of being able to be mobile and be active and being able to change stuff on a whim and say, you know what? Take it. Go fix it. If it's not good, reset button. And it's a scary thing to do. And I understand that it's a scary thing to do. And as companies get bigger and bigger, as dev teams get bigger and bigger, you have to go up the chain of command and down the chain of command, checks and balances, this and that. It's not just some guy freaking hanging out in Russia, just sitting in his garage with a, you know, he's got his freaking server running on a freaking hamster wheel or whatever. I get that, right? I understand. But being able to just send it and just try something new, while yes, it's scary, I think people want that. I think people want to see that, hey, we're trying, because the alternative is it makes people feel like they're not, like, it makes people think that it's absent. And that's just kind of how it's always been. Please support the Classic team. Please, Blizzard, help these guys out. Hand them the keys. Let them do the things they need to do. And also, please release the raids in the right difficulty. Thank you. Okay. So anyways, I'm excited for Burning Crusade Classic. I want a PvP. I want to play it again. I hope that the people that get to play that game are going to want to get to play that game in the best form possible, and they have a lot of fun, and people are happy and excited to play it. If you guys like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like anyway, actually. Appreciate that. Subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know what you think, because I know that people at Blizzard watch these videos, and leave a comment. Say what you think, because they're clearly looking at feedback, and we have a real opportunity to try and get the best version of the game for the most amount of people. That's super important. Karazhan, Gruul, and Magtheridon raid testing December 19th Burning Crusade anniversary at noon Pacific, so 2 o'clock, huh? We'll open the initial Burning Crusade Classic raids for PTR testing. Please join us in checking out Karazhan, Gruul, and Magtheridon, and thereafter leave any feedback you may have in this thread. Okay, tomorrow is our chance to see how right or wrong we are about this. Maybe we try and do a Karazhan, Gruul, Magtheridon. This is at 2 o'clock Central Time. Okay, I'll do this tomorrow. Maybe we're wrong and maybe it's not too easy. Actually, hey, if you're watching the YouTube video, I might be live doing this right now, for all we know. Check me out on YouTube, check me out on Twitch, on Kick. Everything is EsfandTV. I might be completely wrong about this, and I feel very passionately about this, but I could just straight up be wrong. We'll see how it goes. So thank you guys for watching. Everything is EsfandTV. Subscribe, like, all those things, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.